Your network determines your net worth. Let's discuss today on the power of relationships. This is Leaders Arise with Demola Awoyele. I'm always excited having you share this platform with me as we learn life and leadership together. Your net worth is what determines or is determined by your network. Relationships are key to whatever it is you want to achieve in life. Actually, the greatest blessings that God gives you is actually locked in relationship. What does that tell us? It actually tells us that when you pray to God to bless you, most of the time, God will bless you by giving you relationships. He blesses you with men because inside men is the money that you need, is the materials that you need. So whoever is pursuing money, materials, or success but does not understand the dynamics of relationships and how to work relationships, that person will not be able to achieve the success that he so desires. This is why one of the critical skills that you have got to learn in life is the skill of relationship management. You are not going to succeed just because you are talented. You are not going to succeed just because you are gifted. You are not going to succeed just because you are anointed. You are going to succeed because you understand relationships and you are able to work them to bring about the success that you so desire. I'm sure you must have heard before now that you are just about 4 people away from whoever it is you want to meet in life. Can I say it again? You are just about 4 contacts away from whoever it is you want to meet in life. That is one of the most profound statements I've ever heard on relationship. If somebody tells me that meeting person A, and you know the way it works, it's not that you will meet 4 people and they will connect you to the person. Well, it means that it's the one person. So my job is not to be focusing on 4 people, one person. Because that one person becomes the leverage for the second person, who becomes the leverage for the third person, who becomes the leverage for the fourth person, and who will eventually become the leverage for whoever it is I want to meet. Suppose I want to meet Donald Trump, the President of the United States. All right. I want to meet Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of UK. I want to meet this. I want to meet that. As wonderful as those are, sometimes there are some things you want to do in life that appear so bogus. For example, if you want to meet President Trump, maybe before year 2020 is over. Particularly if you are not near that, some people are already on the path. You work with some international organizations. Your career path already shows that you are likely to meet with him. Maybe you are already scheduled to even meet with him before this year is over. That is normal. But for people, if you are just in one corner of the world, you have not even been to the airport before, as somebody said, you have the desire to meet with the President of the United States of America. You know how lofty it is. Some people will say you are just a dreamer. It looks as though, wow, can this be possible? I want to assure you today that it is 100% possible. But listen to me, the possibility of that is logged in relationship. You don't pray your way to meeting President Trump. You relate your way into meeting President Trump. Somebody say, Pastor Demola, you are downplaying on prayer. No, I'm not downplaying on prayer. In fact, one of the things that prayer will do for you is to connect you with the right relationship. I've taught over and over again in our church that prayer is not an end in itself. Prayer is a means to an end. If you are really a praying person, you will meet the right people. Write it down in capital letter in your note. If you are a praying person, you will meet the right people. I wish to say this a million times. If you are a praying person, you will meet the right people. Because one of the blessings of prayer is that prayers actually causes your steps to be ordered by the Lord. Alright, so when you pray, right, that's not my focus anyway, but I'm just wanting to buttress that meaning that I say you don't pray your way, as it were, into meeting the right people. You relate your way. What does that mean? When you begin to pray, discover that God begin to open doors of relationship to you. So the doors of relationship that prayer brings, it is wisdom for relationship management that will sustain that door. So relationship building is not a matter of prayer alone. It may start with prayer, but it must continue and be serviced with the operation of wisdom that will help you to know how to manage such relationships. Let me go over that statement again. You are just about 4 contacts away from whoever it is you want to meet in life. The question is this: what are you doing with your contacts? I wish I have time to share what I'm sharing today. What are you doing with your contacts? If somebody tells you that classmate of yours that you finish high school with or finish university with is the person that will connect you with the President of the United States of America, how would you treat that person? That is why one of the principles to succeeding with relationship is the principle of revelation. Knowing people beyond the physical. Knowing people beyond what they appear to be. Knowing them in their relevance to your life and to your destiny. That's why prayer is important anyway. Because when you pray, God begins to open your eyes to the relevance of people in your life. God begins to tell you that this maid of yours, Uncle Naaman or Chief Naaman, she is the key to your healing from leprosy. You know, that's in the Bible, 2 Kings chapter 5 or thereabouts. There was a Naaman, a high-ranking officer, wealthy, powerful, influential, unfortunately sick or having leprosy. That also tells me that what you lack in your life might be because of the relationship you are despising. Did you hear what I just said now? I said the story of Naaman teaches us that what you lack in your life might be because of the relationship you are despising. Let me say it again in case you didn't get that right. What you lack in your life might be because of the relationship you are despising. Somebody say, Pastor, I like a job, I like a marriage partner, I like this or that. I want to announce to you that what you lack in your life might be in the relationship you are despising. Because for crying out loud, Chief Naaman had almost everything except health. His body wasn't smooth. He was leprous. Can you imagine? He was a soldier, a warrior, a mighty man, an influential person, and a high-ranking officer, a wealthy man, but leprous at the same time. So he had so many things, but he lacked one thing. Oh, you didn't get what I said. He lacked so many things, or he had so many things, but he lacked one thing. He lacked a fresh skin. Can you imagine how fresh my skin is, or how fresh your skin is? All right, it doesn't matter. You may not have money in your pocket, but your skin is fresh. You can still attend an interview. They will give you a job. But I don't think if Naaman attends an interview, they will give me a job, because lepers are not supposed to be found where clean people are, because it's contagious or something. Naaman, he lacked the smooth skin. He had everything, but he lacked something. But what he lacked was found in the person he was despising. Can I ask you today, who is that person you are despising in your life? You never can tell. God might have packaged your next level success or greatness in that person you are despising. Pastor, that church member you are despising, the next level of growth in your church might be in that person. Don't tell me how that will be possible. I don't know. If somebody ever told Naaman that house girl in his house will be responsible for his healing, he will have doubted it a million times. But what can a common housemaid, what can she do? Will she sponsor my hospital bill? How many hospitals in the world does he know? I have traveled. He has traveled several places. Best of hospitals. Where did she even know herself? And that's the way we reason sometimes. What did she know? Who she is she? What does she have? What can she give me? May God open your eyes. Because I can imagine a man would have been looking at that young lady. She doesn't have money to give me. She doesn't even know anywhere. She doesn't even have advice or whatever. So when I can imagine when they were discussing about the healing of medical processes of Naaman, she was excluded. Maybe she only eavesdropped on the conversation, and she called, I think, the madam of the house and says, excuse me, I have something to say. Thank God that woman or whoever it was listened to the maid. He said, if only my master will go to Israel. There is a man of God there. That was where I came from, really. I know I'm a house girl here, but there is a God in Israel. There is a man of God in Israel. I may not have solution to your healing, but I have access. I have information. And that's why relationships are important. Some people may not have the money you need, but they have the network, the contact, the information you need. Child. So if you look at people based on what does he have? Where does he work? You can meet a gate man and he might be the person that will do the best job you're looking for. It can be a cab driver. Because the law of relationship management says never despise anybody. Never despise your housemaid. Never despise a cab driver. I've seen this problem, particularly in this side of the world. If somebody is doing some jobs that look menial, he's a janitor, he's a cab driver, you look down on him. That's so bad. In some developed countries, people are honored. It doesn't matter what they do. The janitor is as important as the MD. The driver is as important, all right, as the sales manager, all right. The storekeeper is as important as the senator. But in this our side of the world, if you are a storekeeper, you are a non-entity in people's eyes. That's not the way it should be. If you are driving a cab or a taxi, you must have been an illiterate. That's the way they think. So an average person talks anyhow to a cab driver, a taxi driver, an artisan, an apprentice, all right, a clerk, front desk officer, hair hostess or hostesses, and whatever it is, or whoever they are, they talk anyhow because we judge people based on what they do, but we never have the revelation to see into who they know. Because that young boy or young lady in the house of Naaman, she knew somebody that that Naaman didn't know. Despite all his wealth, he didn't know Elisha. He didn't even know the power of God. But that lady knew God, maybe because she knew something about divine healing. She knew something about the grace of God upon a servant of God that can get sickness out of somebody's body even when the best of medical science has failed. But thank God, Naaman was humble enough to listen to that young girl. Can I ask you today, will you be humble enough to listen? Will you be humble enough to listen to that your employee as a boss at work? Will you be humble enough to listen to what that church member has to say? Will you be humble enough to accord that cab driver or taxi driver some respect? I was taught by my spiritual father, my mentor, that wherever you go, let respect always go ahead of you. And when you do that, you will never be wrong. Can I repeat that again? Wherever you go, let respect always go ahead of you, and you will never be wrong. Don't respect people based on what they wear. What they put on. Don't respect people based on their title. I believe everybody deserves respect. In fact, the Bible tells us that we should honor all men. If you have not seen that in your Bible, you have not started reading the Bible. I know there is a scripture that says, honor your spiritual leaders, honor your parents, honor authorities. But there is also a scripture that says, honor all men, all men. I believe it is hypocritical to only honor those who are deserving of honor. So let us give honor to whom honor belongs. Can I add a corollary to that statement? Let us give honor to whom honor does not belong. You don't just give honor to people because they deserve it, like we say. You give honor to people because one of the laws of relationship is to honor all men. Honor all men. I believe, like I said earlier, that it is hypocritical to only honor people that deserve to be honored. I will know that you are a healthy human being, that you are socially healthy, is that you give honor to those who do not deserve it. Because honor is a virtue. Did you get what I said? And if you have that virtue in you, you will carry it everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are meeting with, a sales manager, a cab driver, a storekeeper, a housemaid, whoever it is you're meeting, because honor is a virtue. Honor is a virtue. So if I possess the virtue of honor, whoever people are will not stop me from honoring them, will not stop me from respecting them. So how do I know I'm healthy socially? I know I'm healthy socially because I let respect go ahead of me wherever I go, whoever I meet. Can I correct that young man? Listen to this broadcast now. Stop talking anyhow to people. Stop talking anyhow to people. Stop looking down on people. Stop easing at people. Stop looking at people anyhow. People that appear to not be honorable. Don't walk through that office and pretend as if you didn't see the clerk. She might be the reason why you will meet the MD you are going to meet or not. That reminds me of the story of a young man. I've said this times without number that was going for an interview. He was running late to the interview, I suppose. So he was about to board a public vehicle. And if you're in some part of the world that, the way they arrange the seats, all right, sometimes it's not always convenient. And, the problem will not be made worse if you have somebody that has body, that is fat. And the bus driver don't care or doesn't care in this side of the world. If it is 4 people that should sit there, it's those 4 people. So fat people, now fatness is a blessing. People that have, you understand? I'm just trying to pass a message across of what a young man did that was very wrong. So he saw a fat man sitting on the same line of seat he wanted to sit. And the thing was not coming. He said, started talking ill at that fat man. Now, what kind of man is you? Are just inconveniencing people. Somebody like you should take 2 seats. Somebody like you, he was just running his mouth. Say, you are too fat. You are inconveniencing us in this bus. You are too fat. The man did not argue with him. He just kept his cool. So they both alighted from the vehicle. So somehow the fat man, the supposed fat man, all right, got to his office, all right, and then to the amazement of that young man, he met that fat man on the interview panel. I think that fat man was even the owner of the company or a high-profile officer in that organization. So when the young man walked into the office, the first person he saw was that fat man at the other side of the interview room. And you can imagine the guy did very well in the interview. It takes some measure of pride or some measure of, how do I put it now? Some people that think they are very smart to look down on people. So he was really smart. He passed the interview, really. His CV was fantastic. His interview delivery, awesome. And they actually admitted on the panel that, young man, you did fantastically well. This was a fat man talking, but unfortunately, you are too thin to work for us in this organization. And that was why the guy missed the job. Whether it's a fiction or it's a true life story, I wouldn't know. But what's the moral of the story? Don't look down on anybody. And the man, the officer, whoever it was that was at the other end of the interview, actually took the public transport for a reason. Maybe because he was running late or he couldn't drive that day. So it's not everybody you see in the public transport that does not have vehicle. I'm telling you, you'll be shocked that the person sitting beside you in the public transport has 3 cars. He just decided not to drive that day. And you know, there's a way to generalize people who are in the cab, say they are all poor people. Who told you? It's only in Nigeria that being in a maybe Nigeria, some other part of the world, being in a cab means that you are poor. In some developed country, a prime minister is driving on the same vehicle with any other person. So driving a vehicle is a status thing in this part of the world. You see, a prime minister is on the same train, all right, on the same whatever with an average person. All right, so not everybody you see in the cab is poor or is a non-entity. Not everybody. But since you don't know who people are, so it is wisdom to respect everybody. Yeah, because if, for example, if somebody has told that young man that this fat man is the MD of the company you are going to do interview, we say, sir, put your leg on me. It's as in just, he can even give up his seat for that man. But life won't tell you that, but wisdom should teach you to respect everybody. Because you'll be stupid not to respect somebody that has a key to your job. Am I correct? When they tell you this is the MD, you will say, sir, a million times. Somebody that can give you 1 billion naira, you will be stupid and insane not to respect the person. But since they won't tell you, so the way to go is respect everybody. Is that clear? Honor everybody. No matter their status, no matter their size, no matter their whatever, honor everybody. Now, as I round up in the next couple of minutes, all right, so I want to teach you some of those principles to succeeding with relationship. Since I've made you understand that relationships are bridges to our next level. Relationships are our connections to where next the Lord is taking us. So God blesses us with the gift of men, and inside that gift is a gift of every other thing that we need: money, materials, and what have you. So let me teach you in the next couple of minutes those principles for success in relationship. The number one, which I've already shared, is the principle of honor and respect. Honor and respect people, no matter who they are, no matter what they do, no matter where they are at. Some people are really, really poor. They are really, really at the bottom of the ladder in life, as in but still respect them, because life is turn by turn. You never can tell the person that is poor to them. I know you know that, but why don't we practice that? Why don't we allow it to affect our behavior? Life is turn by turn. The person that is struggling to pay his rent today, or struggling to do this today, may be somebody that will be your employer tomorrow. The person that is going to leg this best today may be the person that will give you your next car or vehicle. So that's the law of honor and respect. Honor all men, let respect always go ahead of you, and you will never be wrong. Number two, learn to see people beyond the ordinary, beyond the physical. And I'm afraid I've got to introduce the subject of prayer in this one. You learn to always pray, all right, that God will show you who people really are. I don't know how you will do it, whether you will pre-pray it or you will pray it on the spur of the moment, but please pray it. You walk to a company, or you walk up to a group of people. Can you just say, Father, who is this person? Who is this person? I actually encourage you to do that. There is an ongoing prayer you must always pray. Lord, give me revelation, let me know. But there are sometimes you meet people by accident. If you can, please, within some split seconds or minutes, ask God to show you who these people are. And God will honor such prayer. Lord, who is this boss? Who is he really? This friend, who is he? Who is this person? Always pray for revelation. Always pray for revelation, because people are not who you see them to be in the physical. Apostle Paul told us in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 16. He said, from now on, we don't know people after the flesh. He said, even though before now we have known Christ after the flesh. But now we don't know him any longer after the flesh. And that's why verse 17 says, if any man is in Christ, he's a new creature. All things have passed away, all things have become new. I know you are familiar with that verse 17, but can we unravel verse 16? He said, from now on, we don't know any man after the flesh. We don't judge people based on appearance. We don't judge people based on who they appear to be. We judge them, if we must judge them, based on the revelation we have about them. A lot of people have missed their helpers in life and destiny because they look down on people. A lot of people have missed their spouses because they look down on people. A lot of people have missed critical blessings in their life because they missed out on, they look down on people who are supposed to be vehicles for the fulfillment of that blessing, of those blessings in their life. So that's number 2. Always ask God for revelation. And let me quickly give you this assignment. Every relationship you have in your life right now, can you pick them up in the place of prayer and say, Lord, show me who this person is? I know you are married, probably. And you say, I know my wife. We courted for 7 years. That may not be enough. You might have courted for 10 years. God forbid. Amen. Maybe I won't say God forbid. You don't know her, really. If God opens your eyes to know who your wife is, who your husband is, who your fiancé or your fiancée is, it will affect your behavior towards her. Because our behavior towards people sometimes is based on who we see them to be. If I see somebody in the light of who they really are, it will affect my behavior. So that's my assignment for you today. Any form of relationship you have in your life today, begin to bring them up in the place of prayer. Pray about your boss. Who is this boss to me? Beyond just bossing me, could there be something else about him and me? Who is this friend to me? Who is this classmate to me? Who is this fiancé? Who is this pastor to me? As a pastor, who are these church members to me? Or who is this church member to me? Always pray for revelation about what people are in your life. Number 4, very quickly, is to have a giver's mentality in a relationship and not to have a taker's mentality. Even though I know that relationships are our access to our next level, if you have an attitude of a taker, you will drive away critical relationships in your life. People are not looking for those that will drain them. People are looking for those that will replenish them. Nobody is looking for what do they call it in biology? Parasites. They are looking for people who are going to be in a symbiotic relationship with them. How many of you love parasites? Parasites are enemies, all right, on their host. An average host run away from parasite. Why? Because this person is feeding off me. Is not contributing anything to me. So one of the laws of relationship is to be symbiotic in your approach. Don't be parasitic. Don't always look for what to get. Look for what to give. Because people run away from getters. Yeah. People run towards givers. People run away from what? From who? From getters. They run towards givers. You know, Jesus said in Acts 20:35, Jesus was being quoted by whoever wrote that. He said, Jesus said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. So do you want to succeed in relationship? Understand the words of Jesus. Acts 20:35, it is more blessed to give than to receive. What does that mean? Whoever God brings you in contact with, always ask yourself, what can I do for this person? Never you ask, what can this person give me? And I think that is a problem we have in this side of the world. Everybody is looking for who to give them. Young man, young woman, I know you need stuff. But the way to get stuff is not to position yourself as a needy person, but to position yourself as a needed person. Can I say that again? I know you need stuff. But the way to get stuff is not to position yourself as a needy person, is to position yourself as a needed person. Can you walk into the presence of a great man and say, sir, what can I do for you? Can I help you? You know, that's one way to turn the table around. You know, most times we get to the presence of great people, we say, sir, come and help me. Hi! Why not get before a great man? I say, sir, what can I do for you? What do you need? If you ever tell anybody what do they need, it will open up their heart to you. But if you say, sir, I need your help. The story was told, I read a story on Facebook some days ago About a woman, a lady that is the PA. They call her a self-appointed PA to the past president of this country. I don't know. I know the story is true because at least from what I saw, one of the past president of this country. How did she become a PA to that great man? She found herself in a function where this past president of Nigeria actually was. And she was determined, like I told us last episode, the power of determination. She was determined. I want to move closer to this man. I want to partake of his greatness. She was just determined. So she was a commoner. She was a nobody. She just attended the conference the way every other person will attend, but she had a determination. I want to meet this man. All right? I want to be his PA. So as God will have it, when the program ended, as you would have expected, people were crowding around the man. Sir, come and sign my book. Sir, come and this. People have a get-us mentality. You know what that young lady said? So everybody, leave. Let us usher our Baba, our whatever, to that room. He deserves a bottle of water, sir. Sit down. All right, take a bottle of water. You have just finished speaking. You deserve some rest. All right. Gave him a bottle of water. She wasn't asking anything. He was serving him. So when she was done, that great man asked her, so what do you want? Say, sir, from today I'm your PA. Wherever you want to send me, I will go. And that's the way the lady became a PA. The position that was never advertised. Sincerely, if you are a cool-headed person, you want for somebody to come with that mentality. She didn't say, sir, I need money. That's the way we do around great people. I need money. I want to pay my school fees. She probably needed money too, but she didn't put that forward. And of course, she will be money now. But she didn't begin by asking for money. In fact, she actually helped that man solve his problem. What was the problem? A lot of people were thronging at him, looking for something to get. But that young lady said, wait, everybody. This man has just finished speaking. He deserves some rest. And a bottle of water. Sir, can I usher you to that corner of the room? Can you sit down? I get you a bottle of water. And she did that. She calmed the nerve of that great man. And the man asked her in return, what do you want? He said, he said, from today I'm your PA. It is you that should tell me anything you want me to do for you. I'm at your service, sir. And that's the way she became the PA of that great man. I feel like stopping here and to continue next episode so that I will not drag this teaching. A lot of things I still want to talk about, but I will stop here. Please watch out for the part 2 of the power of relationships at the very next episode. But before then, let me have your questions, your feedbacks. Maybe you also have inspiring story about relationship and how it has helped your life so that I can learn and other people can learn. You may want to send them to me. And don't forget to help me share this stream across all your social media platforms, this video. And if you are on the audio stream, also help us to share it. Then, of course, take advantage of our life-changing resources on our website, destinipathchurch.org/stores. Then don't forget to like this Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're on YouTube, follow the Miss LR channel or page if you're on Miss LR. Watch out for the part 2 of the power of relationships at the next episode. Till I meet with you by then, go ahead, service relationships, fulfill your destiny. You will succeed. Bye for now.